Last night, my 9-year-old Elizabeth came and tapped on my shoulder at about 2:30 and asked if she could get in bed with me. So I said, yes, I don't mind. Their dad was gone. I mean, that's not something we endorse, but something I will allow once in a while. I kind of like it too. But then I was just up all night after that. Is there anybody else who has trouble going to sleep, or is it just me? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Welcome. Come and join me. Get yourself some coffee, some tea, whatever you would like, and let's study Jeremiah 6:16 today. Jeremiah 6:16. This is what the Lord says. Stand at the crossroads and look. Ask for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is and walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. But you said, we will not walk in it. Let's look at this with new eyes today, and let's apply it to our parenting journey. Stand at the crossroads and look. It doesn't say run at the crossroads. It doesn't say be spontaneous and just go. No, it says stand at the crossroads and look. So a crossroads is we're at a juncture, basically. Like it's an intersection. We could go right, we could go left, we could go straight, we could go backwards, but it's saying stand and look. Ask for the ancient paths. I believe this is so applicable to us mothers today, especially because the ancient way is lost. We're all into new theories, new this, progressive, liberal ideas, but it says ask for the ancient ways. Ask for the ancient paths. Back up, it says stand at the crossroads and look. So I'm supposed to look with my eyes, the eyes of my understanding, what is going on around me. God is a God of reality. A man reaps what he sows. You plant a seed in the garden, it's going to come up. It's going to produce fruit. But at this crossroads, we can look. Let's use our eyes. Let's use reality. What is going on around us? Is the right way? Is, the direction right? What's going on over here? Left. What's going on over here? We can tell a tree by its fruit, right? We can look around us. We're not supposed to conform to the pattern of this world. Romans 12:2. So God, I believe, he wants us to use our eyes. He wants us to use our senses. He wants us to use wisdom. And he's going to use reality. He's going to use our eyes. He wants us to look around and see what's around us and weigh, in our heart, test what is good. Ask for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is and walk in it. So God is saying, ask. Ask for the ancient path. Ask where the good way is. So he's saying ask, which means that he is going to answer us, right? Ask and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Seek me and find me. You will find me when you search for me with all your heart. We need to ask where the good way is. We need to ask where the good path is. Now, the thing about asking is that God might not say what we think he's going to say. Maybe we think, well, it looks good to take a left up here. That's what looks good. But if we ask, we are giving God the authority in our life to speak into our life. Ask where the good way is and walk in it. Proverbs 14:12, a verse that I am always just drilling home, especially in marriage and also in parenting. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end leads to death. So sometimes more often than not, my heart will lead me astray. Jeremiah 17:9, it says, the heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Well, God knows it. And that's why we need to ask. Ask and be open to what God's going to say. He might say something that you didn't expect him to say. For example, marriage is so related to parenting. I speak in pretty much every video how, the leadership of our husbands is going to lead us down a unique way with each of our families. That's okay. That's why comparing is such a trap, because my life is not going to look like your life. I can't tell you what good is for you because your life is going to look different than mine. And so maybe, I got a page falling out here. Shoot. Yeah, I'm always losing this page. So I'm just going to stick it back in there like I always do. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. When you ask for the good way, when you ask for the ancient path, maybe God is going to bring you down a path that, it's going to be maybe according to your husband's, will, according to his decision, whatever. His uniqueness is going to lead you in a different way than me. And so maybe for you, you're uncomfortable with that, but, with your husband's decision. And this is where fighting can happen in marriage and stuff. But that is an ancient path. I mean, God is going to lead your family through the husband, through his uniqueness. Wives, submit yourself to your own husbands. That speaks to uniqueness, in my opinion. And, that's an ancient path. When we ask for the good way, when we ask for the ancient path, God might be leading you down a path that is a little uncertain for you because, it's unto his way. You know what I mean? And also, I mean, God's plan for you is different than God's plan for me. And maybe he's got things lined up for your family, things lined up for my family that make us a little fearful, that make us a little bit hesitant. So we need to ask and then listen. Ask where the good way is and walk in it. Ask for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is and walk in it. And walk in it. So there's action involved. There's action when we ask. There's action when we listen. And then there's action. Well, I hear what God is saying, and then I'm going to walk in it. What if it's a path that you don't want to take? What if it's a path that I don't want to take? That's why God's leadership in our families is so crucial. God has established the husband as the leader in the home. Comment below if you've ever fought in your marriage when it's come to his leadership. And this is something I can really help you with. I spent the last good 8 years of my life diving into that, but it is so hard to talk about parenting if I don't talk about marriage, because God's leadership is in that established government. So we need to walk in it. Now, if it's a path that we don't necessarily agree with, like if God is bringing us in a direction that we don't want to go, walking it out is not going to be easy. But again, it's an action word. I mean, seek me and you will, I will be found. Seek, those are verbs. Those are things that we do. Those are action words, but a lot of times we as believers like to just say, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. But the very next verse says, then you will come to me and you will pray to me and you will find me when you search for me with all your heart. There's action involved. To train up a child in the way he should go. Popular parenting verse in the Christian church. There's action involved. It's going to require you standing at the ancient path, the intersection, the crossroad. It's going to require you to ask God for that good way, that good path every single day. And then you are going to have to walk in it. But your children are watching you, Mama. Jeremiah 6:16. Ask where the good way is and walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. So we walk in it, and then we're going to find something. And what are we going to find? We're going to find rest. So what is the rest directly related to? It's related to the ancient path. It's related to the good way. But you said we will not walk in it. God has given us believers, us Christians, a free will. He will not force us to take the good way. Proverbs 14:12 again, there's a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. That means that I'm allowed to take that way. We're all left to our own devices in our flesh. Our default is to do what's good in our own eyes. And a lot of times I'm not even saying that what we think is right in our own eyes looks bad. I mean, for so long I was doing what I thought was best, but when we look at scripture, we're like, oh, well, my best falls short, or maybe, being a believer, for example, isn't what I thought it was. It's going to take some grit and it's going to take some work. But you said we will not walk in it. So if we will not walk in the good way, what won't we find? We won't find the rest that we're searching for. Let's take a drink of our coffee, ladies. My coffee is still warm. Isn't that crazy? Matthew 7:13. Enter through the narrow gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the path that leads to destruction, and few find the narrow path, right? Ask for the good way. Ask for the ancient path. Jeremiah 6:16. That is the narrow way, okay? Few find the narrow way because it's not popular. In our culture, it is not, God's ways are not accepted. I mean, we live in this fallen body, all of this, but the world is fallen. The world does not follow God. The principalities of this air of the world here, it is not under the jurisdiction of God right now. I mean, Satan is roaming right now. He owns it right now. And one day Jesus will come and he will reign and he will make things perfect. But that is why 2 Corinthians 10:5, we need to take every thought captive to make it obedient to Christ. And perhaps when we take those thoughts captive, it can help us at the crossroads. It can help us discern, right? So that we can test and discern the perfect will of God. Comment below. I'm very curious to see, Christian mama watching this now, are you standing at the crossroads right now? Are you asking for the ancient path? Are you asking for the good way? What is God speaking into your life right now? Let's come around each other. I would love to connect with you, and I would love to connect in that way. If you've gotten one or two things out of this video, like and subscribe so we can get this pushed out to more ladies looking for the ancient path for parenting, right? Speaking of the ancient path to parenting, my book down below that will jumpstart your parenting journey today, and you will definitely reap results if you do it right, based on the Garden of Eden. It is actually called The Ancient Path to Parenting, the Jumpstart Guide. Until tomorrow, bye for now.